but it's literally, I'm not super tall, and I just didn't see the pole on the side, and I made a right-hand turn, and I felt it bump, and I thought, oh, shoot.
Welcome to CelinaRadio.com. Recorded right here in Celina, Texas, a quiet little dusty, sleepy town that has absolutely nothing going on. Guys, I am so totally kidding about that. Of course, this is Celina, Texas, and we have everything going on here. Now, I'm Ron Lyons. This is CelinaRadio.com, and we intend to have a good time. So put on your seatbelt, and let's get started. All right, guys, this is Celina's own Lady Redneck. Let's just take a minute to listen to this amazing voice.
You know, you may think that I'm talking foolish. You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now is love that I feel for you always will be. But you're not.
So yes, that is Lady Redneck, and Lady Redneck is her stage name. Stage name because she is a very up-and-coming country artist, and she's right here in Celina, Texas. So if you haven't heard of her yet, you will soon. She currently has over 30 million views on her videos and has over 1 million followers on social media. So she is definitely something, and she was kind enough to sit down with us and have a little discussion about everything going on in her world, how she got to where she is today, and where she's headed tomorrow. So let's get started with Lady Redneck. Guys, I am here with Lady Redneck. And Lady Redneck, where did Lady Redneck come from?
So when I was working on my first album, we were in the studio, and I work with a Grammy producer, Brad Davis, out of Commerce, Texas. And my husband was there, and it was about probably my fourth song I'd recorded, which was Rednecky Inside. And they were talking while I was singing, and I guess they were like, man, she's like a redneck Marilyn. And then they said, oh, or a Lady Redneck. And they were just laughing about it, and I came walking in, and they're just laughing away, and they're like, yeah, you're like a Lady Redneck. And I'm like, heck yeah. And it just kind of, took it and ran with it.
I like it. I like it a lot. So as you can tell right now, everybody's going to be able to hear, we are in Lucy's on the Square in Celina, Texas, and Lucy's is your venue tonight. So you're going to be performing live here, and I'm going to get to enjoy that show. I've already got to listen to a little bit of your music online, and you have one heck of a musical presence online. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you get started in music?
I actually grew up in a really musical family where my dad was a music major for a time, but he and my mother were always in bands. And then as soon as us girls were old enough to hold a guitar or start playing, we started taking lessons. And so at 6, I started taking guitar and piano. And then as soon as we could start doing gigs, that's what our family did, because my dad had a motto that a family that plays together stays together. So we did fair circuits, weddings, shows, corporate events. And so I grew up playing music, but not my own stuff. And so about 6 years ago, I'd moved down to Dallas. All my family is still up in Idaho, playing music, having a great time together. And I'm down here by myself. But I'd written music my whole life, and I just thought, I want to record something and just see what happens. And so I recorded one of the songs that I'd written, and I put it out there. I didn't have a Facebook page. I didn't really have any sort of page except a personal page. But the next thing I knew, I had some indie stations messaging me and saying, hey, we want to play your song. It's really good. And it ended up making it on some charts and got played across the world, and later actually won a songwriting contest. And so that was kind of like what kicked it all off for me. And I thought, okay, well, maybe there is a market for my craziness and my, my spunky songs that I like to write. And so I started getting a social media presence and just met some of the greatest fans and friends along the way. And that's how it started. And it's just going from here.
So I noticed that you've got, I mean, your views of some of your videos and stuff are like in the millions. That's insane. That's popularity on its own level. So, and I noticed that you've got quite a few of your own CDs out. And so tell me what that's like. Do you love going into the studio and recording these CDs? Is that just an awesome experience for you?
Oh my gosh, it's like Christmas for me. I actually go once a month thanks to my fans. I crowdfund and they pay for me to record my music, and I go in there and get to record, new music, and I absolutely love every minute of it.
If you stay kind of at the level you're at right now, making your music and serving that up to your fans through social media and stuff, are you happy at that level, or do we have higher trajectory? Are we aiming for something else, or are we doing what Lady Redneck loves to do? And this is kind of it. You're living the dream.
Well, we are doing what Lady Redneck loves to do, but as far as me, I'm one of those. I've got my vision board up, and I've got, I want to go a lot farther with my music, but if this is as far as I got, I would actually be very happy with it. And it's been an amazing experience and continues to be. But I've got big plans even for the rest of this year. And one of them of which in October, I got nominated for an independent award, which was a Songwriter of the Year with the Josie Music Awards. And so that's at the Opry October 23rd. And there's a chance that I'll be performing there as well. So I'm excited about that. And then also on some Holland Music Awards, Tokyo Music Awards. So I know my music's getting out there. But I definitely want to get it out there even a lot farther and just see what I can do with it.
It sounds like your music is making it super, super far. And I know you've got a fan base here in Celina. So let's talk a little bit about Celina. You live in Celina. It's what you call home.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I love it. It's managed to still capture that small town feel. The people, everyone from the mayor down to every policeman that I've met, everybody that works for the city, and just the people that live here are so down to earth. Just kind people that are helping each other and supporting each other. And it's been like, I absolutely love living here. And that's why I guess I share a lot of stuff on social media about Celina, which I probably shouldn't, because I really I love the way it feels right now. But I think people are unfortunately finding out how fabulous it is, but it really truly is.
So you're partially to blame for people coming here because you keep telling everybody how great it is. Yeah. So now I know who to blame, and maybe you can write a song about that one day. But give me an idea of if you weren't doing country music and you could do any other kind of music, what other kind of music would you do?
Oh, and that's, growing up, like, because we did so many different shows and corporate events and fairs, we had a lot of different music acts. And so we had everything from rock, even heavy metal rock, to bluegrass, to pop songs, and then, I do play the violin and the fiddle. And so I played a lot of classical music growing up, and in college played bass for an alternative rock band. So I love literally.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's what I didn't expect to see that. That's crazy. So you played in an alternative rock band.
Yeah,
all right, very interesting. That is crazy. You probably weren't Lady Redneck back then.
No, I definitely wasn't Lady Redneck. But
yeah, that's awesome. So you've got these amazing fans and stuff, and I'm assuming I know you've got Facebook, and I know you've probably got a website. Do you want to share any of that with us?
Sure.
Where people can find your stuff out there?
Absolutely. Yeah. So my Facebook is my biggest page. It's got over 1 million followers, and it's just Lady Redneck. And then Instagram is Lady Redneck Music, and there's a lot of scams, so just make sure it's the big one. And TikTok, I actually got started on there recently, and so once again, Lady Redneck Music. It didn't fit the C on there, or else somebody'd already got it that's pretending to be me again, which is really weird. But yeah, and then I've got a website, ladyredneck.org, where it's got all my merch, and you can hear my music. And but honestly, if you just get on Google, you'll be able to probably find just about any of my
I think
social
you're
media
out there
things.
in force. There's an awful lot of your stuff out there, and it's all very good. And I would encourage everybody to go out there and listen to your stuff because it's super, super good. And I'm going to kind of put you on the spot right now, and I'm going to ask you to play a song for us right now. right here in the middle of the restaurant and everything. Okay, I see you've got your guitar here.
Yeah.
And we don't have the best setup here. Obviously, we set up for a podcast, not for music. But if you were gonna play a song for me right now, what song might that be?
There's a song I wrote called "I Dented Your Truck" that I came out with.
Dented Your Truck. Is there a story behind that? Sounds like there's a story behind that.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us, give us a little insight, as if we can't figure out what happened.
Well, I actually, and it's a little bit different than you think. I was, when my husband and I were first married, we were living up in Utah, and I was driving his truck, and I wish I had a really great story to go along with it. But it's literally, I'm not super tall, and I just didn't see the pole on the side, and and I made a right-hand turn, and I felt it bump, and I thought, oh shoot, what have I done? And I got home, and because of all the snow and the mud, I didn't see a dent, and I was like, yes, I'm fine, and felt great. And then it was like 2 weeks later, my husband actually washed his truck, and he comes home, and you could clearly see the dent, and he's like, somebody must have done a hit and run, look at this. And I was just like, my heart just dropped. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, oops, oopsie.
Yeah, and so I went and checked just to make sure, and it was definitely me. So I was like, I had to tell him, and then, yeah, just like the song says, pretty much just kiss up to him. But he was so sweet about it. It was awesome.
That's awesome. So if you don't mind, grab your guitar and let's do that right now.
Got something to tell you, baby. Better sit down. Didn't see that hole when I backed out, and I dented your truck. I feel so bad. Ran to the mall just to try to forget. Spent too much money driving to forget the dent, but I found some shoes, and it helped a little bit. 'Cause I'm your woman, and I feel so bad. Forgive me, 'cause I love you, baby, and I love for you is so sweet. I know you love your truck, so I'll do whatever.
She dented your truck.
So let me kiss you better. I'll kiss you, oh better. Didn't get the groceries or clean the house because I dented your truck, and I felt so bad. 'Cause I'm your woman, and I feel so bad. Forgive me,
That was absolutely awesome. That is one of the most funny songs. I literally, so you wrote that.
Yeah.
You wrote that. And I have to ask you, does your husband right now, whenever he hears that song, does he still kind of get like a little frown on his face? Does it bring back bad memories? Or is he pretty happy with the fact that you turned it into a song?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he doesn't. He's really sweet about it. I think he thinks it's a little bit crazy, but I think he likes the song. So
that's very, very, very cool. So let's run through a list right now, real quick, just kind of off the top of your head. So, give me number one favorite country artist.
It's Dolly Parton, and
Really?
I know. Yes.
Wow.
Well, that lady is crazy amazing, and I'm determined to meet her. And I just think that she, being the songwriter and super talented with several instruments, and just the woman that she is, she's my favorite.
That is fantastic. So that kind of beckons back a little bit to a little bit of a different era in country music. I mean, her real heyday was probably, 70s, maybe even 80s, kind of through there.
Not even. I was watching actually a documentary the other day, and I think that even some of it was like early 60s.
Oh, wow.
Even.
Yeah.
I mean, not early, like late 60s.
Right. So would you be a fan then of that kind of era of music? Do you like the older country stuff?
Just kind of whatever is fitting my mood at the time. I don't know that it's as much of an era, or it's just as much as a respect and, just enjoying that specific artist.
Right. So if you come up to more modern music right now, and of course it's changed a lot since, let's say, Dolly Parton hits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So are you a fan of the more modern stuff as well?
Oh, definitely. For sure.
So give me an idea of the last concert you went to. Do you remember the last concert you went to? It's probably going to be a hard rock metal band or alternative.
No, it was Keith Urban.
Keith Urban. Okay. All right. So, there you go. Keith Urban.
Well, kind of hard rock, right? The way that he plays that guitar.
A little bit. Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to shift gears just a little bit away from music, because I know you've got to go live here in just a little bit. So we're not going to take up way too much of your time, but I'd like to know a little bit more about you as a person. So I'm going to ask you some of the same kinds of questions I ask a lot of people. And these are all unrehearsed, unexpected, everything. You don't even know what I'm going to ask you right now. So be ready for this. Just don't be nervous about it, because there's nothing bad. Okay, so if you're going to eat in Celina, is Lucy's a place that you might come?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's either the number one or the number two best coconut cream pie in the United States, in case anybody did not know that. And plus, just the people that work here, just it's like home cooking. So it's just a nice little atmosphere, nice people.
I always say that Lucy's feels a lot like Celina to me.
Yeah.
You come in here, you see the decor and the people, they're so friendly, and you literally, it's hard to walk in here and walk out of here and not see a bunch of people that you might know, or just friendly face. It's just other Celina people.
Yeah.
It's fantastic like that. So what do you like to do besides, I'm going to take music and stuff out of it, besides music, what do you like to do for fun?
I love running and working out, lifting weights and yoga and stuff like that. I'm really into fitness activities. And then I love reading and listening to Audible books. If I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to Audible pretty much.
Wow. Is there any book out there that you've recently read?
One that I particularly love is called Atlas Shrugged, and that was one that, as I listened to it, and it kind of changed my life. It changed my way of thinking quite a bit as I understood, and so now it's one that I have to listen to several times a year just because I absolutely love it.
So tell me, what's the premise of that? What is the idea behind it, and how did it change your life?
It just kind of, the lady that wrote it was from Russia, and she wrote it in the 1950s. So and she's got a perspective that's, I mean, the majority of people obviously wouldn't have, in the fact that she saw socialism and communism and the way that it affected their country. And the perspectives that she came out with, the development of character, she spent 7 years writing it. And there are so many truths in that book, and truths that I don't know that I understood as plainly until she put them in story form. And the way that she talks about it, and it just helped me appreciate even this sounds maybe a little bit different, but our founding fathers, a lot of what that they stood for was a smaller government, and a lot of our freedoms, and indirectly she addresses them, and it just makes it very obvious and plain to see the consequences of some of the actions with leadership.
Right. So it sounds very engaging and interesting and very timely, kind of, maybe for what's going on in the world right now, right? I mean, we're not just on autopilot anymore in this country, or even in the world for that matter. It kind of matters. Everything matters right now. So that sounds like a very, very interesting thing. So give me your favorite movie. Is Lady Redneck going to be more into like a romantic movie, or is she going to be more into an action movie, or like what are we going to what's going to be the style or the taste of Lady Redneck?
Oh, this is so funny because you guys, like the people that know me would probably guess this, but I love tons of action, but I like a little comedy too.
Oh wow, okay. All right.
So
that sounds good. That's a good combination. I like that.
I love like the government conspiracies, but if they can add a little humor in there, makes it all the better.
Right, absolutely. So, is there in your household, are you a person who likes to cook? Or are we more of a, no, not so much? We're more of like, you might find us more like, Taco Bell drive-thru or something. Who knows?
I don't necessarily love to cook, but I like to eat healthy. Hence, so I do cook, but I don't know that it's probably one of my not so favorite things to do.
Right.
I think my husband actually enjoys it a lot more than I do, but if I'm in the right mood, I enjoy it as well. But not as much.
So you're maybe more of a meal prep type person since you follow the big guidelines. So give me, I'm going to put you on the spot here real quick. Give me an idea of a very healthy meal. Like what might be a healthy meal you would eat when you're in that mode, when you're doing the healthy thing. Give me an idea of what we might find on your plate.
I overall I do eat healthy anyway, so I eat a ton of vegetables. I start off the day with a protein shake, and I actually eat several small meals throughout the day, and then I usually stop eating around 4 just because I'm not hungry by then. But I'll eat occasional almond sandwich or something like that, but I do eat a lot of salmon and vegetables, and I love spinach. I love kale. I love carrots.
I'm just going to say this right now for like 99% of the people out there listening. God bless you for all that, because I don't think there was anything you just mentioned that I would want to eat. That is like way too healthy. So do you ever kind of go off the plan and go splurge on maybe some fast food? Yeah,
I do. I don't enjoy it a ton, but every now and then, like, I have to get my greasy hamburger with jalapenos and like fully loaded onions, everything. I just love it all on there. So I definitely do. Especially if I let myself get too hungry, then I just, I'm like ravenous.
Yeah. Are you a fan of having desserts and sweets, or is that really not your thing?
It's really not my thing, but I am crazy bad about dark chocolate. It's probably one of my biggest things that I eat.
Yeah.
Which I know that isn't super healthy, probably to eat quite as much as I do, but it just makes me feel good, so I love it.
I think that's awesome. Well, everybody has their vices, right? Everybody has their things that they like and don't like, and I don't think dark chocolate is that bad. I think there's probably a lot worse things out there. So
that's probably true.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to put you on the spot again, and I'm going to ask you to play another song for us. So I'm going to leave it up to you. Maybe we do something that's not your original music. Maybe we do a cover song or something like that.
Okay.
Sleep alone tonight, sending all my love along the wire. They say
was absolutely incredible. You've got such a beautiful voice, and you hit all of those notes just right. And I noticed that you kind of put a little bit of your own twist on parts of it, and I love that. So, what is that? Does that just come from the soul, or did somebody teach you that and say, "Hey, you ought to do this," or is that just something that just comes naturally to you?
It literally just comes natural to me. I don't know. Like I mean, it's probably just a lot of how I grew up or whatever. But yeah, I just kind of hear songs and I hear the way things should go in my head before I play them usually. So
I like that.
Thank you.
I think that's awesome. No, that was fantastic. You have been amazing, and thank you so much for doing the 2 songs, and thank you for performing tonight. You're gonna pop back out on the scene a little bit locally in Celina, you were saying earlier, and I'm super excited for all that it has in store for you. You're absolutely exactly the kind of thing that the music scene in Celina right now needs. You're so uniquely you, and you've got this unique sound. So yeah, I love it.
Well, I need Celina too.
I am a huge fan, and I know you've got a ton more. So anyways, thank you so very much for this, and I look forward to talking to you again down the road. Would you be willing to come back on and maybe do more music down the road?
Absolutely. I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Guys, that is Lady Redneck, and it was my absolute pleasure and honor to get to sit down with her and learn more about her music, how she got to where she's at, and where she's headed. I'm going to list all of her information in the show notes, so be sure and follow her on all of her social media, and if you ever get a chance, definitely go listen to her. You're in for a real treat when you get to experience her singing in person. And you know what? She's so friendly and nice. After she performed the other night, I couldn't find her. I had no idea where she had disappeared to. And then I thought, okay, I've got to leave. I stepped out in front of Lucy's where she had just been singing, and she was out there talking to the people, all of her fans out front, and it was just amazing. So she's just a wonderful person on top of being an amazing artist. So let's wrap this show up right there, guys. And if you'll do me a big favor, if you love this show, share it with your friends, tell them all about it, post it on your social media, and help us keep CelinaRadio.com on top of the podcast world in Celina, Texas. It's an amazing city. You're an amazing audience. We love you guys. And as we always say, God bless. And we'll see you on the next show.